Hey folks, we are going to get started in a minute or so. Just double checking a few things, setting up the YouTube end of it because, yeah, still have to use the YouTube website chat box to reply to y'all. Even though I can see them through Streamlabs, it's kind of whack. What am I doing? Oh yes, I am going live. What the heck is my brain so tired? Here we go. Only good times coming forward. So that's there. I'm gonna start in a minute. You know what? I'm just gonna go live sooner. Why not? 3, 2, 1. Super chat. Oh boy, that was laggy. Welcome back, everybody. Dirk the Red Panda here with Arches. And I really wanted to kick things off as soon as I could because Perpy was generous. Perpy donated $5. So thank you so much. And Perpy says, "It's me, Perpy. As usual, always great to see you around, and thank you for your generosity." So now I'm gonna accelerate my timer to 140 there. So instead of starting at 2 minutes, we started at 140. But yeah, we are playing Update 3. This is Episode 3, and this is Update 3. Probably one of the only series that I've managed to keep on track with every single update being correlated with every single episode. It's kind of one of the perks of the Echo Project Cinematic Universe, is that they tend to make things kind of, for a streamer at least, who does commentate and all that in between, reasonable to play a whole update within an episode. With the exception of last episode of the Smoke Room, but that was still a really good update. But yeah, normally it's you get an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, maybe 3 if you were really stretching it. But yeah, it's more so kind of in that hour and a half to 2 hour range, normally for a Echo Project update. So it's kind of a nice thing to kind of play through when you don't have the biggest gap of time. And boy, did I not have the biggest amount of time recently. Yesterday and today, played in a volleyball tournament, got my butt kicked, was absolutely tired afterwards, but had fun. Yeah, it was an interesting thing. I kind of just got a ragtag group of people where I had known some of them from different places, and we just kind of played together for the first time, unlike everybody else who actually played together.
Super chat.
Try to get that done before Perpy hit me up with another donation. Thank you again, Perpy. $2 this time, saying, "Your white shirt is clean. Also, you're very hot today." Well, my pink shirt that I normally wear, my Paradise pink one, I was wearing that earlier today. I put that on after I had put on my jersey, or, well, taking it off, I mean. That thing I sweat through really fast, and I was just sweating like a madman that whole tournament. It was so hot in there because it was indoors in the gym. Oh, it's rough, both those days, but I wore those Paradise jerseys that I made, the ones that I've shown a little sneak peek of on Twitter, and just, yeah, that fun stuff. And yeah, I put on that pink shirt after playing, and even then that was still sweat through. So, had to shower and clean myself up to look presentable for today's stream. Y'all don't want a hot, sweaty Dirk. out of context shit and be like. But yeah. Oh, Light is here. I still need to see your smoke room update. Looking forward to it. And Light actually did arches, I think, before. We did the opposite around. Like, he played arches and then did the smoke room update. I did the smoke room update, then doing arches. Well, doing arches right now. But yeah, great to see y'all. Spam the good creators. Spam them with all your likes. Yes. Are you gonna do socially awkward? Plans are... I'm probably gonna do that one next. Need to just double check to see what else I have. It's either gonna be Cilio or socially awkward. Probably gonna lean towards Cilio and probably get the remaining days, like, what was it, days 4 and 5 out of the way before I have to choose the character routes. Just so we get all the, like, prologue stuff done.
Super chat.
Thank you, 10 o'clock, for donating $4.99. I'm scared for this opinion because it is awful. This stuff is just... 10 o'clock, can I report you for hate speech? Oh, this ain't genuine hate speech. Not to make light of actual hate speech. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way, but... it's slander. That's what I meant to say. Slander. 10 o'clock donated $4.99 saying, Shuichi is mid. Okay, not as bad this time. Case K's better. Well, Case K is pretty fine, too. Just a friendly reminder. Happy face. At least your views have become a lot less spicy. Thank you for donating for 10 o'clock. I appreciate it. And yeah, Perpy from before. Appreciate y'all coming here and watching me play a game of arches. But yeah, back to Cilio and socially awkward. I'm probably going to do Cilio first because I did that one before socially awkward and then kind of bounce back and forth between the two. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything else in between that. It's like I have Minotaur Hotel and Password and Wolfstar.
Super chat.
Kirby, welcome back. $5. Thank you again. You are too generous today. Saying my donation is better. Okay, now we got the slander. We are back at it. So, yeah. I'm not to blow out all my money. Yeah, I can feel that, so... It is tough. So I'm not somebody who just is gonna go hard on it. Honestly, the money itself is mostly towards my Ocean Avenue endeavors and commissioning art and whatnot for it, so it looks all pretty, so then people like it and then pay for more art, and then I draw more art, and then eventually I could pay for things for my channel and whatnot, and then maybe even more art, and potentially even down the road pay other people for like maybe backgrounds and whatnot. Yeah, I got plans. Hardly any, but I do have plans. Get your Skittles, says Alexander Smith. Unfortunately, I ran out of Skittles Saturday, I think it was. Saturday or Friday. So now I have the non-spicy Skittles. Back to M&M's this time. Less suffering. I'll try and get them as soon as I can so I can hurt myself more and more. My tongue, that is. Hurt my tongue with the acidity of sourness. Light Senpai noticed me. Me whenever I look at one of his videos. Dude really deserves the 10K he's about to get, though. Like, Light is getting close to it, so if you haven't heard of him, search up his name on YouTube. Also, his videos are pretty rock solid and less funny jokes in the middle of it like I try and do. More of a clean aesthetic read-through. So if you want something with no interruptions in between, highly recommend his channel. As I always like to shout him out because genuinely great guy, great reader. And Hopefully with this latest Smoke Room update, he will be the official voice of Dimitri. Oh, Vlad. You did it. You noticed Burpee. I am an otter. I don't know why I just looked at that one. Oh, probably because the woo above it. Yes. The protogen, I think you are, says they are an otter. I'm confused too. I've not gone through the new stuff of Minotaur yet. And the thing is, I probably want to get one more update for each Socially Awkward and Cilio before I catch up on Minotaur, because I heard that one's going to be massive of an update. So that one will probably take multiple episodes to get through, so I might have to cycle through those three. Well, I don't say that. I mean, I'm sure you probably had some pretty good jokes if you did throw them in. I know you do, like, talk, or not like commentate, but just, you know, talk to the audience before and afterwards, but I interrupt the flow with how I do it. But it's different styles. We each have our own kind of style to how we present these VNs. They are narrations indeed. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, it took me most of the day. Oh, goodness. That probably means it will probably take me multiple episodes. Because I heard somebody say it was as much content as there was in the first 4 updates combined, or something crazy like that. And I was just a bit overwhelmed with that. So I do love me my Minotaur Hotel, but I can't do it all in one marathon unless I was really hyped up and had a lot of time. Free time, that is, and energy. Anyway, are y'all ready? Super chat. Perpy is ready. Perpy, thank you for the donation. Saying mood. $1.99. Thank you for the generous donation again. Or just generous donations throughout and all that. Bro's gonna go broke, honestly. Perpy be funding my whole arts and whatnot for Ocean Avenue. Alright, so y'all ready for me to start? I think that's what y'all came here for. We're gonna start at 13:30. Just because I need to type in the timestamps. It helps me and, like, people watching not live to, like, skip any of the parts that I ramble on for too long. And during my breaks. Yeah, that would be a whole day long stream. I'm not sure if I'd be able to do that. Anyway, this is update 0.3. We are going to the load bar. And I keep forgetting that this is like slightly darker screen up here compared to my screen below here. Anyway, we are starting in 3. Let the reading begin. He needs this. Devin sighs as he watches Artie squat down behind his Jeep, examining the wheels balanced above the cracked and dusty asphalt. Shit, how'd you manage to do this? It looks like you literally drove straight off the road. I did 3 different accents there. Y'all choose which one I should do. I don't even remember what the hell I did for Arturo's voice. Might be. I'm gonna go for the whole Leo Macon-esque, maybe even Valamir type of voice. Shit. How'd you manage to do this? It looks like you literally drove straight off the road. Devin sighs, deeply as he stands next to Cameron, practically fantasizing about getting into the beat-up sedan and escaping this hellish town. They're so close to getting out of here, and the bear just wishes he could pick them both up and toss them into the car. But we'd have no Echo story otherwise. No Arch's story. Mic is on. I had a panic attack when somebody said that. Anyway. Sure, he could technically do that if he wanted to, but that obviously isn't a reality. It doesn't make for good story. He just knows that to go against Cameron's wishes right now would be devastating to the Coyote and their relationship. All he can do is ride this out and hope that they'll be on their way within the hour. Devin notices the silence after Artie's question, and the cat is looking up expectantly. Not wanting Cameron to be put on the spot, the bear cleans his throat. Just takes like a cotton swab. He clears his throat. We thought we saw something on the road and swerved. Was probably just a rock or something. Artie looks back at the road where the definitely isn't a rock. Dev sees Cameron rub an arm self-consciously out of the corner of his eye. It was in the middle of the night, so, shadows and shit. Hard to manage you overreacting like that, Dev. Glad you guys are okay, though. Must have been rough looking at how deep the tires went. It was. Hey, how long do you need to recharge for the drive? I can take the wheel if you're too worn out. Right, after you crashed your own car. It was the middle of the night! Hey, dude, I'm just playing. Chill. Artie raises a brow at the bear, glancing at Cameron. You guys are right. Kinda feels like I've walked in on a fight or something. Dev massages just above his eyes with a thumb and middle finger. No. I'm just really tired, man. We were up most of the night. Artie then looks to Cameron, waiting for a response from the Coyote. Dev tries not to bristle at the implication that Cameron might have a different response. Yeah, we're just tired. I think walking around a little bit would do us all some good. Oh, yeah. Last time I went ghost hunting with Dev, it was real spooky. Even though we didn't see anything. One of my top 10 highs. In fact... Look at me, I vanished. But... highs? Artie jogs back to his car. I got some oil cartridges from the dispensary on the way here. You guys want a hit? Dev's stomach turns as he watches Artie grab a vape pen from the passenger seat. Vapes are real in the Echo universe, confirmed. I do not know what to make of this information, but vape is real in Echo Town. Nah, we're good, man. I don't know if it's a good idea for you to do that and drive anyway. Are you high right now, actually? No. I've come down by the time we were done looking around. Devin can't manage to say anything before Artie takes a deep, long pull from the pen. Is it pull or drag? I've heard people say drag, but I'm not sure if that's like for more of like a cigarette or weed. I totally know my drugs and weed and vape and smoking. I totally know my smoking knowledge. A red light on the tip pulsing to life in time with the intake of his breath. How do you know if I'm good? Cameron's voice is so low. Ironic. Cameron's voice is so low, Dev almost doesn't hear it. What was that, honey? You just said we're good, without even asking me. Devin doesn't know what to say anyway. Because Cam doesn't just do drugs. He does them all. The Coyote would even joke that he's straight edge. I just thought... Dev struggles for words as Artie looks at Cameron, then Devin, then back again as he continues to hold in the vapor he inhaled. Anyway, I don't mind taking a hit, if that's okay with you, Artie. Artie exhales loudly and holds out the pen to Cameron. We got some vapors on our hands. Oh, yeah, of course, dude. Dev stares incredulously, the disbelief building until he can't hold it back. He needs the vape to see the ghosts. Cameron, what are you doing? Artie looks at Dev with wide eyes, but Cameron only spares him a glance before plucking the pen from Artie's paw and taking a deep pull from it. That grinning, shit-eating face when you took a huge pull from the vape pen. Dev stares at the pulsing red light, then at Cameron's face, whose eyes are closed. Dev can't tell what Cameron's thinking right now, but whatever it is, Devin knows this isn't the behavior of the Coyote he's gotten to know over the years. It's juvenile, and Cameron is usually more mature than the bear when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, I'll just play along like everything's fine between you two. Either way, maybe we should go? Dev feels his chest loosen a bit with relief at hearing those words, at hearing some sense from someone other than himself. But Cameron frowns and opens his mouth. Instead of words, he begins to cough explosively into his elbow, seemingly unable to catch his breath. Hey, you alright? Dev walks over to Cameron, rubbing his back. Oh yeah, that's normal, especially with a big hit like that. You handle your weed pretty good. He doesn't smoke weed, dude. That's why I assumed. I smoked plenty back in high school. Never hit one of these, though. Cameron seems to be catching his breath, finally. Yeah, it's harsh as fuck. Like, worse than a blunt. You get used to it. Besides, you only need to hit it a few times to get high. Should I take another then? No, you shouldn't. Cameron narrows his eyes at Dev. Why are you acting like this, Dev? It's just marijuana. I never complain when you drink. Because this isn't like you at all, Cameron. Dev had been holding the conversation back from becoming personal, if only because Artie is here. But at this point, he can't stop himself. He's starting to wonder if all of this goes deeper than he'd like to think. In the awkward silence that follows, Artie quietly takes the pen from Cameron. Well, I think one hit is good for now, especially if this is your first time smoking in a while. Let's see how you feel in 20 minutes. He pauses and tilts the pen in his paw towards Devin. You should take a drag. You sure you're good? I know we only got high together a few times, but I don't want you to feel left out. No, it's not my thing. Devin looks at Cameron. You told me back in college that it wasn't your thing either. That's the only reason why I said we were good. Sorry, man. No problem. It's just been a while. So why not have a go, right? Dev sighs loudly and folds his arms, shaking his head in resignation. I guess so. Artie quietly takes another hit off the pen before tossing it back into the car. If it makes you feel better. Artie pulls out his cheeks as he lets out his breath. Or he puffs out his cheeks as he lets out his breath. Check out this vape trick. Shit's a lot safer than alcohol. Almost any drug, lady. Oh, spare me, dude. I'm not in the mood for stoner talk right now. It's true. I think it's physically impossible to overdose on it. Aren't there a few vape deaths, though? Like, weren't there like a dozen or so over the past couple of years? Like, I hear it like, not like dries, but it does kind of cause like some sort of like cracking or whatnot in your lungs, supposedly, if you keep overdosing on it because of, I guess, how it is like a vapor. There was some strange thing about it. But you know, it is far better than like probably like smoking or anything like that. And I heard weed is kind of like in a similar sense like that. I don't think a whole long thing like I mentioned with weed, but you know what I mean. Sorry for my talk on smoking and weed and vape. I'm a very educated man on this topic. Aloha, Sir Dirk. Hello, Keanu. Never seen anybody greet me with aloha. That's too bad, Jason, but it's great to see you, and hi. Anyway, sounds like Jago from Skyrim. I've never played Skyrim, so beats me. Artie, no, not those. Families in Hawaii. I like that. But it's physically impossible to overdose on it. That's not the point, Cam. It's more mentally fucky, you know. We're in a town that literally messes with your head, and you legit just took a drag. Why are you even... Anyway. Artie shrugs. Depends on the person. I think Cameron's old enough to know what's good for him. He's a big, strong man. Look at that body. Look at that Calvin Klein model, skinny-ass body. Pure to perfection. I'm sorry. What are we talking about, Devin? Artie keeps his tone light, but Devin feels himself actually bristle at that. It's like he's being made out to be a controlling boyfriend, so the bear just looks away in frustration. It doesn't matter what the cat thinks. While Artie was a good friend in college, he didn't know all that much about Devin and Cameron's relationship, or Cameron's past. The bear knows his Coyote, and this isn't like Cameron at all. He just hopes that whatever it is going on with his boyfriend will stop when they leave the town. Ah, there he is, back in his nice green plaid. Cameron stares across the lake, noticing how the light blue of the water almost perfectly reflects the blue of the sky. Is that why lakes are blue? Because they're just a reflection of what's above? Leaves. Why are they everywhere? And that's why it becomes dark and murky when the weather is cloudy? Oh shit, that's crazy. This seemingly profound realization is what makes Cameron suddenly realize that he's very, very high. At first, Cameron finds it funny and he laughs out loud, only to stumble over nothing as his limbs suddenly feel intensely heavy. He sneezes too, as he falls over. Whoa. Ugh. What was funny suddenly becomes somewhat alarming. And the coyote sneezes again. And the coyote's giggling dies away almost instantly. Cameron quickly walks back to the road where Dev and Artie are, trying not to look like the legs are both. No, I guess not. Heck. Cameron quickly walks back to the road where Dev and Artie are, trying not to look like his legs are both 50 pounds heavier. Just a minute ago, he walked to the shore to put his clothes back on, and everything had been fine. Now, he is in a different world. He leans back against the car, folding his arms, trying to ignore the intensifying gravity. Fuck. He's never been this high before. His 16-year-old self would be able to handle this no problem, but the shroom trip he went through sometime during his junior year had ruined most reality-distorting drugs for him. Even when he smoked the cheap, weak bud his friends provided through high school, he would still come close to freaking out. But he always had an oxy back in those days to calm himself down, or at least whatever benzo he managed to steal from his mom's medicine cabinet. Now, there's nothing between him and feeling like time and reality are completely fucked. Permanently fucked? Like how shrooms permanently fucked his sense of self? Could weed do that? Stop, you fucking idiot. Stop psyching yourself out and man the fuck up. Dev had been right, of course. What the fuck was he thinking? Well, he knows what it is he'd been thinking. While he'd made a fuss about Dev answering for him, in reality, it had been a spur-of-the-moment decision. Because when Artie offered the pen, he remembered that seeing things always became easier when he was high. It wasn't really a positive part of being high, but if he's going to be doing this psychic shit, maybe he should experiment more with it. Unbelievable. He feels very differently about it now. Weed seemed like a good, harmless way to test his experiment 10 minutes ago. But now Cameron is questioning if weed ever triggered supernatural stuff for him in the first place. He is always on other stuff whenever he smoked weed, after all. Opioids, stimulants, dissociatives, and definitely hallucinogens like shrooms did the trick. But for obvious reasons, he's never going to try those things again. He just needs to relax and be aware if something happens. Oh yeah, he's blazed. Cameron opens his eyes, looking towards Artie in confusion. Huh? Babe, you alright? The coyote looks at the bear, still confused. What's wrong? I just asked if you're feeling okay, and you were totally spaced out. Artie, just... stop freaking him out. Everything's fine, alright, Cameron? I am fine. It's you acting like something's wrong that's freaking me out right now. We are kinda being buzzkills, Devin. You got the water. Let's get him a drink. Devin takes Cameron's paw. Sorry. Let's get water. Okay, honey? Seeing Dev transition from flustered to frustrated, actually, to concerned immediately makes Cameron feel better. While he'd acted rebellious to somewhat disguise his intentions, he doesn't actually want the bear to be mad at him. He'll explain to Devin later why he did this if it actually ends up working. I'm just telling him right now, with Artie right there, would be way too complicated for his brain right now. Drugs hold a lot of baggage for him, like they would for any former addict. And Cameron doesn't doubt that Dev is not pleased in the slightest with what he's doing right now. For now, he squeezes Devon's paw in his own and smiles as the bear squeezes back. Cameron giggles.
Holy shit, I've never been this high before. And that was a single mouth hit.
I do the drug, I do a mouth hit.
Oil cartridges are insane.
Yeah, I swear it gets more potent every year. I'm not surprised it knocked you on your ass.
Cameron vacantly watches Dev climb into the rear of his Jeep, grabbing their plastic bottles and one of the gallon jugs of water.
How long is the come up? Am I gonna get more high?
Only if you want to take another hit. You want to?
Dev looks up from unpacking their food and water, biting his lip, but Cameron shakes his head.
Nah, I'm good. Just wondering.
So just relax. You'll start coming down within an hour.
That sounds good. One time I did shrooms and I was stuck in it for 8 hours. It felt like forever. Like, literally forever.
Ugh, no thanks, that shit freaks me out. Oh, I'm not into that stuff that changes you for good, you know.
Yeah, it definitely changed me. And not in a good way. I mean, some people change for the better, but others kind of just end up mentally fucked up, and that was me.
No shit. What'd you do? Or what'd it do?
Just the idea that a few nasty tasting mushrooms can just change your entire universe makes you everything feel fake, I guess. Like everything that makes us who we are, our brain signals or whatever, can be so easily manipulated. You realize nothing's real, and for my friends, that was something that actually motivated them to be better people. For me, I just cared less and less.
The weed is making him open up about things he normally wouldn't, and the Coyote isn't sure if that's a good thing.
Sure, it opened up my mind, but no one ever tells you that you can't close it when you're done. You can't ever close it. I should have listened when they told me I needed to be in a good place for it to have a good impact on me. I wasn't in a good place at all.
The stress of the past day, on top of remembering that traumatic event, makes Cameron's eyes well up. Probably also because of the weed.
Hey, dude, are you okay?
Tears spill over, and now he's truly crying. Despite knowing it must look ridiculous, it feels meaningful and poignant. Sorry, I'm doing my kind of distance from the mic now, because I've noticed in some of my past streams I've been a bit loud, or even VN recordings on Shin's channel. Anyway, a good cry. It doesn't make it any less embarrassing. Devon, with an expression both worried and exasperated, pauses in his rummaging for water and food to rub Cameron's arm and kiss the side of his head.
I'm sorry. I thought this would help me see ghosts. I don't know why I did this. I wasn't mad at you at all.
Devon studies Cameron closely for a moment, and Cameron's blood runs cold at the thought that, for whatever reason, what he just said is fucked up enough to make Devon question why he's just with the crazy canine in the first place. But Dev quickly goes on as if Cameron didn't say anything.
Sit down and have some water, honey.
He holds up a green plastic bottle filled with water, and Cameron drinks from it loudly. Delicious.
Oh, and food.
No ellipses just yet, so we'll have to wait. Devin pushes a bag of jerky along with a box of cheese crackers towards Cameron. Why is Devin always so nice when he's such a dick? Why are you such a nice dick? Oh, wait.
Thanks, Devin. I'm sorry I'm such a piece of shit.
What? Honey, where did that come from?
I know that's something you won't say, but I'd rather you tell me when I'm being awful. I don't want to go back to the way I was.
It's quiet for a moment, and Arthur is in a bit of an awkward situation. Wow, this got you that fucked up, huh?
That's all you gotta say, Artie. Or that's all you gotta say, Artie.
Dev doesn't sound angry at Artie anymore, much to Cameron's relief. Just very tired.
Still, this is all pretty standard stuff, especially when you got low tolerance.
And I'm not trying to be a dick when I say that, I'm actually a little jealous. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cam, but it looks cathartic as hell.
You're not being a dick. It's just not a smart thing to say right now, Arthur. We're literally in Echo, the worst possible place to get haunted.
Art's right. I feel really in touch with my feelings right now, and...
Cameron absentmindedly shoves a cracker into his muzzle and stops. The salty, savory flavor so satisfying he has to use all of his focus to appreciate it.
Fuck, that's good.
Arturo laughs. Cameron shoves a strip of jerky that's lightly seasoned with hot sauce into his mouth. Whew. I am a wimp, I cannot do that. Combining the flavors, and he moans again. Man, Cameron when he eats the jerky. Devin sighs in a defeated but accepting sort of way. That makes Cam feel even better. That even though he did something stupid, Devin seems to understand. Aw, this is so nice. Yo, this makes me want to do a vape. No, I kid. I've always been curious. I've never vaped. I did weed once, smoked once. Probably won't go back to smoking, but I probably would try weed again or vape. But I'm not sure. Only if I really wanted to or had friends. Anyway, Devin seems to understand.
Hey, let me in on some of that. Alright, but it's slow. This food is for survival, not for your munchies.
We'll be out of here by noon, Dev. Relax. Devin sighs as he leans up against the tailgate, covering his face with his paws, then grunts with annoyance as he has to move to let Artie by.
Trust me, I'm trying.
We got the CG. Ooh, look at that. It's really hard to tell, like... Oh, God, I gotta... Ah, man. Sorry about this. I need to change some settings on my TV right now. Oh, frick. No wonder. The contrast is 100. Oh, come on. How do I move down the menu? No, that's not what I meant. Oh, come on. Channel? I know how to use my TV. Oh dear God, this is making it worse. Or better? Am I tripping out? Maybe it's the brightness. No, that's the same setting. Oh, look at poor Devin, though. He's like all sad. Oh, sorry, I'll insert a 45 minutes timestamp for the transition. I think I made things worse. Thank you for I can't speak. Thank you for reminding me, Dragon and Friends. And Arthur is indeed handsome. Just gotta figure out how the heck this TV works. I got it kind of as a hand-me-down from my aunt and uncle. I don't have any of the remote buttons, so it's like... I'm trying to think. Maybe brightness? Ah, it was brightness. We're gonna turn the brightness up to 50. That's why, because everything looks super dark on my TV compared to that. There we go. Sad Devin is still Sad Devin as I change the settings. That's the menu button, right? Nope, that was the... close enough. Vaping is common at furry cons. Yo, I gotta go to somebody and ask for a pull. There's nothing wrong with your television. We are controlling transmission. I wish I understood that joke, but that would be funny if I got it. I'm assuming it's a reference, is what I mean, but it's still funny nonetheless. Artie, a cute boy, indeed. I think I read that one already, but 3 cheers for Artie being a cute boy. The best 2 ways to make food taste better. 1, be starving. 2, be high. Agreed. Or drunk. Drunk munchies slap. 3, add salt. Step 4, profit. Okay, nothing else I missed. Outer Limits reference. Sorry, I don't get it, lied. I haven't seen Outer Limits. I'm very limited in my shows that I watch. Or games, or whatever it is. Okay, we're gonna start at 48 minutes. Apologies for the weird break in between. I just got, like, very distracted and easily distractible because my TV's just been super low brightness and it's, like, really hard to see between this screen and that screen. Let's continue, shall we? Seeming to disregard Devin's advice to take it slow, Artie starts cramming jerky into his muzzle, moaning like Cameron. The snacks are so much better when you're high versus, like, the actual meal, you know. Cameron doesn't know, but nods enthusiastically. I can't believe this. Devin's tone is one of actual disbelief. Oh, that's a cracker. I thought that was like a vape pen. I'm like, where's the vape pen? I do not see the vape. Anyway, Arturo glances lazily at Cameron. Is Devin being a fucking Nazi about everything or new thing? Or have you been putting up with this for a while? It's weird after knowing how he acted in college. Cameron leans against the tailgate, smiling at Devin. I've been doing some dangerous shit during our investigation, and Dev is just trying to keep us safe. He's wonderful, and I love him. Devin looks at him, and he just gives a small smile without saying anything. Oh, God, they all look so cute. They're all so handsome. Oh, you gotta let me in on what's going on between you two? Because I think we can all admit that it's been super awkward so far. Hasn't it, though? This must be fucking weird for you. They both laugh, and the obnoxious snorts that Cameron makes only makes him snort louder. It's
just not really something that you need to know about. I know that sounds rude, but
I'm psychic.
Dev's eyes widen, and Cameron doesn't help to fill the silence that follows.
what? Like, you can see the future, or
I can see ghosts. It may be the future. I don't really know how it works. I'm trying to figure it out.
Cameron hasn't really given it much thought, but seeing the future seemed to be part of it.
dude, that's fucking awesome.
Devin shifts around, and Cameron can tell he's not exactly happy about him talking to Artie about this. He has to wonder why.
Shit, I think my aunt was super psychic. Super psychic? As opposed to what? Sort of psychic? No, she had like terror gods and shit, and told half my siblings that they were up to shady shit, that the cartel was gonna disappear them.
Well, did they get disappeared?
I mean, one died during routine surgery, but the cartel wasn't involved. As far as I know.
One of us died. That's so sad. I don't know why I laughed.
This is horrible. It's cool. I get it.
So, not really psychic. Or at least not like himself. It feels wrong to him, but Karen feels almost dismissive of anyone that doesn't see things like he does. He's different, in a good way, and for once, he feels like he can admit that. Oh. He hasn't seen his friend's death a few months, or he had seen his friend's death a few months before it happened, and he had dreams that were so accurate to the future that it seemed almost like deja vu.
I want to go for a walk. Everything looks really neat right now. Ooh, look at that cave over there.
Oh, dope. Let's go see some ghosts.
Devin sighs heavily again, but helps Cameron down from the trunk, the Coyote leaning against him as they start walking. At this point, Devin has resigned himself to the fact that Cameron is going to do what he wants, and all Devin can do is respect his decision. While Artie reminding him more than once that Cameron is an adult had been annoying, it's also true that Devin has no right to take that decision away from Cameron. Still, there's a part of him that's hurt as Cameron would disregard his own feelings on the matter. Especially after opening up to him by the lake. But Devin also disregarded Cameron's feelings when bringing him up here, at least to an extent that the bear had thought was reasonable. Now, it seems like he's reaping what he sowed. Still, Devin remembers and brings up something that should keep them from venturing too far into town.
We should only go as far as the motel. Cam and I had a brush with some gun-toting redneck near the other side of town last night.
Whoa, really? Cameron giggles.
One yelled at us from really far away, and Dev ran so hard he got a gnarly cramp in his thigh.
Again, he had a shotgun. Doesn't that bother you guys, Artie? Doesn't that bother you guys? Artie?
Artie shrugs.
Meh, I've had the guys flash their guns on me at the road because I flipped them off. Every one of them is too chicken shit to shoot. And this was even when I flew the old Azul and Blanco in my car.
Is he Argentinian? Or is he Uruguayan?
Well, lucky for you, people here don't even know what it is. Know that if I were to mount a Sonoran flag on my Jeep while also flipping the bird. Anyway, I say we stick around this area. No further than the motel.
You should be more careful, though, Artie. I swear, I hear a road rage story every few months where someone does get shot.
That is my biggest paranoia of fear. If I do anything like that or something bad happens with another person on the road, I always fear that I could get shot. Because guns are illegal here.
Honestly, Cam, if that's my fork in the road, I say let it happen. You gotta live. And if that involves getting shot on the freeway because you made fun of someone's driving, then so be it.
Oh my god, he's so opposite of me.
Is it really a fork in the road if the other option is death?
Yeah, one of the roads just leads to a dead end.
Or something. Oh, I don't know, I'm really high as hell right now.
I think the metaphor is more appropriate for longer-term consequences, though.
Devin just smirks at the meaningless banter about fork-in-the-road metaphors that must seem so profound to them right now.
You know, my mom always talks about her fork in the road being in the 5th grade, and that led to her having a shitty life.
Seems kinda young to have a decision like that come up.
I think she just likes to be able to point to a moment everything went wrong. But anyway, they've been hyping up this space shuttle launch for months, and she decided she was going to be an astronaut. She went to the public library for the first time in her life to check out books and astrophysics and stuff.
Dev suddenly has a good idea of where this is going.
Then, while the whole class was watching the lift off live on TV, it exploded. And even the teacher turned it off and went about the day like nothing happened. They all knew the astronauts were dead.
Oh dear god, Challenger flashbacks. Holy fuck, the Challenger exists in Echo? That is terrible. Oh my god.
It's funny because my dad worked on like space shuttles and stuff like that back a while back. And one of the things he had to do was for like that Challenger. Luckily his part wasn't the thing that went wrong. So, don't blame my dad. But yeah, it's really sad. It made her question all her plans, and she drifted through life after that, not knowing what she wanted to be anymore.
Damn. Oh, that's fucked up, man.
Do you know why that happened, by the way?
Devin, do not get us into a physics talk right now. Cameron gives Kev a confused look, and so does Artie. Like they forgot he's even there.
Why my mom didn't know what to do? It's because she watched clips of smiling, waving astronauts getting on a space shuttle that exploded live on TV, Devin.
Devin sighs, realizing he needs to make things more clear for this high version of Cameron.
No, I mean why the space shuttle exploded.
I forgot. It was like some sort of engine-related issue.
Because rockets and fuel can cause explosions, right? No, well... Yeah, but... Mainly...
Dev refocuses his train of thought. Oh dear god, he's gonna go into a physics explanation!
It's because they didn't listen to their engineers. You know, the people that stand between you and a panicked shop... Or, you know, the people that stand between you and a pancake shopping mall. Or a freeway bridge collapsing during rush hour. Or an exploding space shuttle.
Dev raises his brows meaningfully at Cameron, though weirdly enough, he realizes that he's mainly talking to himself.
Always listen to your engineer.
And as my dad likes to say, it doesn't take brains to be an engineer. His half-assed attempt at making the conversation about listening to his advice quickly backfires, though.
Well, if those engineers were like the ones at Pueblo, I'm willing to bet more people would have listened to them if they didn't act like such know-it-all pricks. Someone's still sore from having to drop out of their major. Fuck you too.
Hey, come on, guys. We're feeling good right now. You know, Artie, I dated an engineer for 5 years now. They gotta talk down to you to do their job.
Cameron walks against Devin and playfully nudges him with a shoulder. Even though Cameron is playing along with what Devin started, hearing his boyfriend say that actually stings a little bit.
Babe, I don't talk down to you. I don't mean to, anyway.
Arturo makes a face and Dev does his best to prepare like he doesn't see it.
Hey, I'm just kidding. I agree with you.
If people let disasters happen because they're too proud to listen to experts, then fuck them.
Maybe if they had, my mom would be on the space station right now.
Maybe. Mistakes happen, though. They remind us to keep our guard up. But it always slips eventually, you know.
I think I do.
Dev smiles, pleasantly surprised that Cameron seems to be heeding his advice to be careful. To be continued. Now I kid. Open sesame. Oh, we got an A-cab. Aw. Oh, I wonder if that was somebody, like, getting a potential, like, not like commission in, but, you know, a spot in there for donating or something. That'd be pretty fun. There's also a raccoon, I think, over there. This is kind of fun to look at. Oh, and the weird triangle aliens. Anyway. For the first time in a day, he finds himself starting to relax a little. The end of this bizarre nightmare is in sight. They've already started to circle back around to the car.
You know, it's kind of amazing to think about how you two are still together.
That brings Dev out of his reverie rather quickly.
Why's that?
Well, all our other friends didn't let more than a few years out of college.
Oh, all our other friends didn't last more than a few years out of college, and if you think about it, you and Gamma are probably the biggest opposites of all those relationships.
I think the most important thing in a relationship is getting along. If you can do that for 99% of the time, you're probably set. That and having different hobbies and spending time apart adds to a healthy relationship.
Man, sometimes you sound like a self-help relationship book or something. Maybe that's why. I think it's just that we're both reasonable people. That's usually all you need.
Well, I'm really happy it all worked out.
Especially after your first relationship. Oh, honestly, looking back, I was basically setting Gam up to be the rebound.
I wasn't really meaning to, of course.
You know, I forgot how you somehow managed to always say the wrong thing at the wrong time, Artie.
Oh, Artie.
Well, it has been a long time, so I'm interested. I just wonder who you were with before me. All you said is that they were like a month-long fling.
Artie seems to take this to be the go-ahead to reveal irrelevant and embarrassing information about Dev's previous love life. He was a fox, named Jesus, right, Devin? I was hoping it would have been Leo. So, he started dating Leo. Kept being called Chula. Named Jesus, right, Devin?
I never brought him up because the relationship lasted literally 2 months.
A fox, huh?
Maybe I should name my fox character Maivia and Jesus just to make the whole universe tie together. Nah, the fox character that I'm making in my universe has a different name. Cameron says it in a contemplative. Cameron says it in a contemplative way, in a way that makes Dev uneasy, even though the Coyote is probably just truly curious.
Well, yeah, it was short, but when he dumped Kev, like, he went the full chick flickle flute and laid in bed for a week eating ice cream. Oh, I was so worried about him that I set the two of you up.
Devin's muscle burns under the fur, even hotter than the heat of the desert.
Why did I ever tell you anything in confidence?
Well, it's more like I saw it. Like the entire dorm did.
Is that true, Devin?
To Devin's dismay, Cameron sounds genuinely interested now, combined with a genuine degree of concern.
You seemed so put together when I first met you.
Dev avoids answering.
It wasn't you that set us up. You mentioned me to your girlfriend's friend, who happened to be Cameron's friend. She set us up.
Yeah, you can word it how you like, but if I didn't remember them mentioning the super hot guitar Coyote, too bad he's gay, dude. Who knows where you'd be now?
Yeah. That's me.
The super hot guitar Coyote. And less than a week later, I knew it worked because I walked in on the two of you fucking.
Oh, God, why are you bringing that up?
Yeah, why?
Because it was so funny. Besides, I walked in on like a dozen people going at it at some point. Hell, back when the university library is open 24/7, you had a 50-50 chance of walking in on a pair of rats getting in on it at 2 a.m. Arturo prattles on to Cameron while Devin sulks behind a bit. The bear finds himself wishing he'd been the one to tell Cameron about all of that. The way Artie described it made him sound unstable in a way. Oh, that's a great title idea. Thank you, Vlad. Are you gonna steal it? You can have it first. You got first dibs. The fox had been cute, but Devin never really got to know him before Jesus abruptly broke it off. When he first met Cameron, on the other hand, he was cute and hot. Especially with his guitar and voice. But that was just the surface stuff. Cameron was also nice and considerate and thoughtful and complex in ways that the bear is still trying to fully understand. Devin had girlfriends like me. I had that situation too. Devin had girlfriends back in high school so people wouldn't get suspicious. But the fox had been what he considered his first real relationship. He'd simply overreacted to his first real breakup. Looking back on his 19-year-old self, it's hard to understand why it had felt like the end of the world. If Cameron were to disappear from his life now, it would be the end of the world. The world that he knows, at least. Maybe if for some terrible reason it did come to an end, he would look back 10 years from now and think the same about his 25-year-old self. But he doubts that. 5 years is a long time, and he plans to spend the rest of his life with Cameron. Unlike that fling in college, losing Cameron would be a traumatic, life-changing disaster. Just thinking about it now makes his throat tighten. The abyss he's felt below his feet since he was 12, that emotional scar left over from the last traumatic event in his life, seems to yawn a bit wider. The bear thinks back to the point he's been trying to make about engineers to helping to avoid catastrophic failures, and why it felt like he had been talking to himself. There's a moment in which recovery is impossible, where a chain reaction of small disasters are set off that the mushroom then into a tragedy. Maybe he'd been reminding himself about what could happen. Or maybe he's realizing something that's already happened. Why does it feel like he's already past that point? The point where he made a decision at a literal fork that set in motion a cascade of failures. There's no reason for him to feel that way considering there's minutes away from leaving, but it feels hopeless now. He ignored all the signs and he turned right. Ignored all the signs. Just like all those officials who ignored signs from their department stores, bridges, dams, and spaceships. At least until everything fell apart. This is Cameron. Time passes quickly, and bantering with Artie and Devon had made Cameron, not Artie, forget what he was trying to do in the first place. He wonders if maybe that had been Devon's goal. He should be keeping his mind open, not covering up potential spirits with loud, obnoxious laughs as they reminisce about their college days. Because right now, he's feeling something. Something strange that he can't explain.
Alright. Ready to head out?
Man, we didn't even find anything scary.
You don't look for scary things. You let them happen. And nothing happened. So...
Cameron can't leave now.
Hey, Dev, please don't be mad at me. I want to stay here for a whole nother week.
Dev doesn't say anything, and that makes Cameron squirm. Aw, you guys gonna fight again?
Can I have 5 minutes alone, please?
No.
Just 5 minutes, I swear. We'll be done.
Cameron.
I can feel something. I don't know what, but you guys are making it hard to hear.
Cameron, the motel's right here. I'm not leaving you here.
Dev's tone is so resolute, so unshaken, that Cameron shrinks into himself, realizing he's reached Dev's limit. Artie clears his throat. Not a butt in, but how about this? Me and Dev stand at the end of the road over there so we can see you. Then we can make sure nothing bad happens.
Please, Dev. I just really need to figure something out, and it's gonna bother me forever if I don't. Please?
Dev is clearly taken aback by Cameron's intensity, which had been Cameron's intention. Something is wrong. I can feel it. And he needs to confirm it. Is what you're doing safe? Could it hurt you?
I don't know.
I don't think so. It has more to do with me than the ghost, though. Dev doesn't say anything for several seconds, seeming to weigh multiple scenarios in his head.
Okay, we'll be up the road. Please be careful and yell if you need us.
Okay, thank you.
Dev kisses Cameron on the head for a long moment before walking away up the road. Artie looks back and forth, confused, before following Dev. Alone now, Cameron can tell that something is definitely different. He can't put his finger on it, but it's not just him being residually high. It's almost like he can see more clearly. Like he can see more. meaning in nothing. Cameron isn't sure what to think about this. The weed is making it happen, though. Just like he hoped it would. But it's weak. He can hear the voices of those who have passed, just barely playing along with the wind. For just a fraction of a second, he thinks of trying the opioids just once more, and how that would truly help him see things. The thought leaves him feeling physically repulsed to the point that he almost retches, the visceral reaction surprising even him. 3 years of substance abuse, the death of his mother, the death of his friends. He vividly remembers those 2 weeks when he quit cold turkey. Hiding away in his friend's basement in a pool of sweat, shaking, having every bathroom issue possible, wanting to rip through his fur and skin, to run into the street, to run into a car. He cried constantly. He hated himself. He was worthless. He needed to die. He had to die. But at the end of those 2 weeks, he made it. It was hard, but like his friends would always tell him, withdrawals aren't the hard part. The hard part is finding pills in a friend or relative's medicine cabinets months, even years later. The hard part is crushing those pills up in neat little lines of powder, staring at them, telling yourself you don't need it. You don't have to do it, but you do it. You always do it. No matter how many times you get clean. Someone like Cameron needed something else to keep him clean. And that's Devin. Because the shame and heartache of Devin finding out would ever be worth it. But knowing this moment, any moment, can be far better with a single pill. Unfortunately, that feeling will always be there. So no, this is stupid, and he won't touch drugs again. Not even weed. Come on, man, what's wrong with weed? The window. Fuck. At first, Cameron is only surprised. This is something he hasn't seen in months. Not since October of last year. But still, he kind of hoped this would happen. The creature, this manifestation, is somehow connected to his abilities. He'd always thought it to be a mental illness. But now that he knows there's something more to all of this, maybe it's a sign. A harbinger of sorts that might lead him to important visions. Still, something about it is especially unsettling this time. Something is wrong. Something is different. And it's more than just the raincoat monster appearing. Arches and half circles. His train of thought cuts off as he notices a barely discernible movement from the creature. Aside from a handful of moments in the past that felt like glitches more than anything else, the creature never moved. It was always like a cardboard cutout. It's no longer cardboard, though. It's breathing. What's happening? He's not thinking right. This thing isn't part of Echo. Cameron knows that. So why is it acting different? More alive, as if the town is amplifying it. Maybe it's just the settling. His nerves. Maybe the weed. But now, he's realizing how strange it is that he's been so relieved to find out he's psychic. Doesn't he still have problems? It's not like all of those issues were just solved. Are those the voices of the dead? Or something else? Are those ghosts? Or hallucinations? Is there a difference? Suddenly, a whole new wave of anxiety washes over the canine. Just like that, he's not sure about anything anymore. He had such a beautiful, life-changing epiphany, and now? He looks up to the road towards where Dev and Artie are, but they're not there, and Cameron stares, wondering what's real anymore. He looks back at the monster, standing in that window. If it's a harbinger for something important, he should go into that room. Otherwise, he'll just leave here knowing that he's crazy, knowing he's on the verge of a fucking psychotic break. Oh, damn it, what am I doing? And then he's moving for the window, for the monster. The whispers growing and the distortions twisting. That was a bit weird. Did it glitch out or was that just me? Oh, that's like the flash color. Okay. Devin watches his boyfriend in the distance carefully, feeling his anxiety come down a bit as Cameron just seems to stand there. So, what's the deal, man? You know what I'm talking about. What happened? Did he see some fucked up shit earlier? Because you seem really worried. For a moment, Devin is glad Artie cuts himself off, but then... Hey, what the fuck? Ah! Artie is already running up to the road towards his car. Devin looks around and sees a man standing next to the car, the hood up. Devin isn't sure what to do first, either to go Cameron or follow Artie. Cameron seems oblivious in the distance, which is probably for the best, and it doesn't look like the man is carrying any sort of weapon, so he's deciding his friend is gonna need help. He runs after Artie. Dev runs up to the car just as the old weasel-looking man, fuck, it's him, fuck you, Duke, headbutts Artie in the face. Fuck, son of a bitch! Artie stumbles and falls on his ass. Hey! Fuck you, Duke! The weasel regards him coolly, seeming not bothered by the fact that he just used his own face as a battering ram. Hey. Dev doesn't know what to say, mostly because he doesn't know why the guy just did what he did. Meanwhile, Artie moans on the ground, paw to his forehead. That at least gives Dev a starting point. You can't just fucking do that, man! What are you doing? Adjusting things. He shows a pair of pliers. Devin can hear his heart pounding in his ears to see a toolbox balanced on the bumper. Why? Give me that! Devin starts to step forward to take the pliers from the man, but a flash of light blinds him. Dev had never been hit before. Not as an adult, at least. His size usually deterred anyone from trying anything, and he normally didn't get into these kinds of situations anyway. So this moment takes what feels like a long time for his brain to process. He stumbles onto his feet, paws uselessly outstretched, trying to refocus when...
Something explodes in his stomach that seems to expand like a balloon under his ribcage. The bear doubles over in shock, feeling like a vacuum has opened up in his torso before he falls to his knees. The long, strange sound of agony seems to go on forever as diaphragm refuses to work. Only now does he realize he's been punched in the stomach as well. While he's had the wind knocked out of him before, it's nothing like this.
How's that, fat ass?
Dev goes on droning in response, a small part of him considering that he might actually suffocate to death.
Holy hell, man! What the fuck is your problem?
Oh, you wanna know? Devin, still with his face towards the ground, only hears movement above him. But that's followed by a gasp from Artie.
I have a problem with sick fucks like you two dicking around in the place because you think it's funny.
Dev is only now starting to get his breath back, but his eyes are locked on the gun in his face, and his insides turn to water, which has nothing to do with the punch.
Where were you 5 years ago, huh? Back with mommy and daddy living in your middle-class houses. Thought you'd come out and see what the crazy meth heads are up to. How they all killed each other.
The man adjusts his grip on the gun, and Dev almost chokes with fear. Either the old man is going to shoot him, or he's going to do it on accident.
Tell me, is this still fun?
Artie's rough breathing next to Devin is the only thing that lets the bear know that the cat is still there with him.
Dude, listen, we didn't mean...
You listen, dude.
I gave you assholes a whole fucking day to get the fuck out. But you're still here since you're so goddamn comfortable. Hope you don't mind being stuck here for good.
With that, the man turns away, sticking his gun down in his pants before calmly collecting his tools, closing the toolbox, and walking off the road, straight through the sagebrush. Holy shit.
It's a 7-mile walk to the freeway. I suggest you leave the moment it gets cool. And that's friendly advice. There's much worse out here than me, you stupid fucks.
Artie bends over Devin, who slowly stumbles to his feet, hunched over, his stomach aching far worse than his muzzle, which he wipes clean of blood.
Fuck, man. What did he do?
Artie looks back to the car, and even from here, Devin can see wiring sticking out from the hood.
I can't fucking believe this. Hang on. I'm getting Cam.
Alright, man, I'll see if this thing is even worth coming back for. Devin jogs up the road, grunting with each step, each one sending a jolt through his stomach. Best part is we have a bigger problem coming after this. Fuck! While the weasel hadn't moved in this direction, Dev isn't taking chances. He also needs to make sure the coyote is...
Cameron!
He shouldn't be panicking. Not yet. But that feeling is starting up again. And after having a gun pointed at his face...
Cameron!
No answer. Dev heaves for air, looking around until... he sees a flash of flannel through the motel window. He's next to it in a second, unable to fit, so he pries his back boards with his bare paws. Then he pushes through and tumbles into the dark,
thick blackness. To be continued. No! That is the worst. Right on the hour-and-a-half mark, as I was saying. God damn it. This is just too miserable. And I know he's literally trying to save them, like you said. Don't let him fuck with the things in town, but god damn it. Let their car work so they were about to leave anyway. Like, god damn it. Why break their car down? Like, that is very crazy logic from a meth head. Ah, god. So frustrating. Huh. That was actually a pretty short stream, though. But actually a perfect length for me tonight, because I'm probably going to get up early and do my Tuesday recording with Shin and the guys. I'm just worried now. This just does not seem good. This seems absolutely fucked up. And we had no M&Ms, no ellipses. This is crazy. Hating the cliffhangers too, man. Well, what will be next? I'm wondering too, for Arches at least. I have no clue. But besides that, I'm really just worried for how they're even gonna make it to the freeway and whatnot, and just with this whole situation. This game doesn't want you to indulge in non-sour Skittles, though. Yeah, it's waiting for me to buy the sour Skittles. So yeah, the hysteria is just getting nuts. Oh, he was the one who... yeah. The one that thought killing people would stop the hysteria. Yeah, I wouldn't trust him to help anyone. Good point. I think so too. Like, yeah... It's like what he did was like... advise you to leave. Like, okay, that's helpful. Cutting down the wires of the car? Not helpful. Very not helpful. Yeah, oh my god, the creature appearing. I am so terrified about that. I luckily barely missed that in the last update of the smoke room. Maybe I might play to see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm with Light on this. We do have to wait and see what happens. It's just too damn scary. Ah! Man. This is just too worrisome. And I feel really weird wanting to end this early, but... unfortunately, I think I'm probably gonna call it a night for now, just because I'm gonna get up, like, earlier tomorrow, and I just had a long past 2 days, especially yesterday. Didn't win a single match in all those 2 days, but we did win one set. We're proud of that. But oh my goodness, it was just quite a tough time we had. Betting the Weasel will die some point in the next update. Maybe, I mean... honestly, though, him and Brian are like cockroaches in Echo. They just do not die. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you, Mac. So, I think with that, I am actually gonna start shouting out the patrons. Going to my patron stream loading list. These are the people that help me afford things like Ocean Avenue art and potential funds for getting stuff like my abridged series. Also, potentially stuff like headphones or other sort of like streaming equipment. So yeah, y'all help me fund my creative endeavors. And being a dork has some great perks, which include exclusive Not Safe for Work readings, which I think I know what I'm going to do after this. Because it's only probably going to take me like half an hour. You'll find out if you're a patron. But yeah, exclusive Not Safe for Work readings. early access to Ocean Avenue 7 days before the public release, which the public release just came out on Friday, but it came out a week earlier for the patrons. And also, there can be, if you're a high enough dork, exclusive dork, you could do beta testing for my game if you want. Also, or at least get beta renditions of the game, just to see the progress. But in addition to that, you also get access to seeing previews of the art and music and all that stuff. So yeah, bunch of great stuff. So, I want to thank my fellow dorks. North Grizz, also known as Lied Lud. He's in the chat right now, say hi. Andrew Corona, Mogrim Wolfram, Andrew Buenaventura, Kuma Richards, Ryan Atkins, Crunchy Balls, Neil, Spick, Spaton98, Johnny, Dick Dark, Joven Jackson, John, Banjo K, and Zopictor. Now, I want to give a very, very special thanks to my exclusive dorks. Fire Knight 2008, Kale Tiger, and Taylor. Thank you, patrons, for supporting me, and to everybody else, thank you for supporting my creative endeavors through your watching and just general support and interest in my channel. Really do appreciate it. So that's all I got for tonight. I'm probably gonna actually work on that smoke room not safe for work scene that we had in that last update, the one I had to censor completely, and do that reading for y'all, just so we have a new not safe for work reading on the Patreon. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight, so thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care, folks.